When you were a child, was there a type of technology that was considered cool? If so, why?
Well, there wasn't that as much technology when I was a child, but the one that stood out then was radio. It was a fairly new development, and it brought the whole world into your house. And it could also bring all kinds of new entertainment, which you couldn't have before. And as a boy, I loved listening to what they called serials on the radio. And these would be a thing by some adventurer like the Lone Ranger or something. And every day they'd have a new 15 to 20-second, 20-minute series, and you keep looking forward to the next day to where it left off and where it began. So radio was definitely it. It also brought news and so on too, which was new. There was no television, nothing like that. So the radio was it.
Okay. What do you think was the disaster that had the greatest effect on the U.S. and why?
Oh, no question about it. It was the Pearl Harbor bombing by the Japanese on December 7th, 1941. This brought America into the World War, which made it the World War. And we got involved then with fighting essentially three nations. Uh, Italy was one which wasn't much of a factor, but Germany and Japan were major factors. They were essentially conquering the world at that point in time with their aggressive and effective forces. And America brought in the tipping point there as far as a balance was concerned, that with our resources and our manpower, we could tip this balance against this evil, I would call it an evil group of these two major powers that was conquering the world. And it did. It saved the free world, and, and it also thrust America into world leadership, which it still maintains.
Okay. When you were younger, what was your favorite band or song?
My favorite song was one in high school, which was called Starlight Melody, and I liked it because it was a very romantic song, and yet it had very personal touches associated with it, and you just didn't have a feeling of being too high class, but also came across as something that had a special quality about it.
Okay. From what years were you in the Marines? Did you ever go into combat?
I was in the Marines in 1950, 51, and 52. I never went into combat, although the Marines were very heavily involved in the Korean War at that time. In fact, that's how I had to join the Marines. I joined the Marines by lying about my age and getting a fake birth certificate. So I joined when I was 16 years old. You're supposed to be 18. And I dropped out of high school to join the Marines. And I joined the Marines on December 7th, 1950, which again was the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. And it was also a time